Welcome back. It is Wednesday, February 28th in the NBA. My four best bets are on the way. Let's do a recap of yesterday. So close to another sweep, but a 3-in-1 day will do the trick. Let's talk about it. We had Logan's pick of the day, Mavericks plus 4.5. A crazy game, one of the best games of the season. They end up coming up clutch. They did not win. They lost in a 60-foot Max Strus heave, but they still covered the points. We certainly will take that. And then my props, Colin Sexton, my best bet of the day over in points. He got it done. Josh Giddey might have been the easiest winner we have had all season on a points line. He hit his over 8.5 points in the first 3 minutes and 11 seconds. And our only loser was Cade Cunningham's under in points. He ended with 25 or 26 points. Only shot 13 times. In fact, that was the first time this season where Cade hit his over in points, 22.5 points, despite shooting less than 17 times. He did not shoot a ton, but he shot 70%. Sometimes that's how it goes if you take an under, but I'm not too worried about it. A 13-3 run, and the ladder challenge is returning today. Yes, we will have that posted a little bit later on today. We'll talk about that at the end of the video, but without further ado, we got to dive into the picks today. If we've been helping you make some money, do us a favor and join our DubClub. You get all of our picks early, and you get access to our Discord, and we can celebrate and do everything in there with you all. And also, it's a great place for you to ask us questions if you want to ping Logan or I, see how we're feeling about a game. That's the easiest place to do it. So if you want to join the DubClub, hit that link, top link in description. Join it. It's only $5.99 a month. We certainly would appreciate you. Also will get access to the ladder challenge early, just like all of our other picks, which should be posted in a little bit. But you guys came in for some NBA picks. We got 4 of them. Dive into the first one. And this is a guy that is a COS Hall of Famer. He's the guy that's respected our money before. And we're taking his over. It is Tyrese Haliburton. And I really like his over 29.5 points plus assists, minus 113 on FanDuel. Now, honestly, if you're looking for an individual line, points is the way to go for Haliburton tonight, but it's a hard guy for me to just pick. Hey, I'm just going to take his over in points because he can have those games where he has 15 points and 15 assists. We know Haliburton averaging the most assists in the league, and that's just, he is a pass-first guy, but I really do think he scores a lot tonight, probably gets into the 20, 25, maybe point territory tonight. We also, like I said, he could get the 10, 15 assists too. That's kind of what he does. Now, Haliburton is arguably coming off his worst game of the season. Last game, he sucked. He had played 32 minutes against the Raptors, 9 points on 2 of 11 shooting, worst shooting percentage this season, 7 assists. He had 7 assists with 7 minutes to go in the third, never got another assist. Also missed 2 of his 6 free throws. A terrible game for him. Lucky for him, he gets a great bounce back spot tonight at home. And you look at this season, Haliburton's averaging nearly 35 points plus assists when he plays 25 or more minutes. I put that caveat for 25 or more minutes. Obviously, we can't guarantee how many minutes Haliburton plays, but I'm kind of want to eliminate those games where he came back but was on a minute restriction capped at basically 20 to 22 minutes. And when he plays, 25 or more minutes, which I guarantee he plays that more than that tonight, unless he gets injured or something, he's over this line at 73% of games. So I really think this is a good spot to back him. It would be nice if Aaron Nesmith did come back, as he could probably take Benedict Mathurin and limit his minutes a little bit, but Mathurin just went off, Siakam just went off. They combined for 61 points, so hence why Haliburton really didn't need to do much, but I just think this is a spot where we need to back him against the Pelicans. Now, the Pelicans do have a lot of good perimeter defenders. Maybe he gets Herb Jones against him, but the Pelicans also have Jonas Valanciunas, man in the 5 spot, and all he does is plays drop coverage, so he does not come up on a lot of screens, so we might see Miles Turner set screens, and typically a big man might come all the way up to kind of hedge on Haliburton. That's not going to be the case with Jonas. So I think you'll see Tyrese come off those screens, have some open threes, but also have some open mid-range opportunities, or heck, might even take Jonas, who's sitting probably at the free throw line. They might be able to take him to the hoop and get to his spots, or heck, if he drives, kicks to his teammate, gets us an assist there. And look, despite having 2 down games shooting, he's only made 2 threes in the last 2 games combined. Haliburton's over 2.5 made threes, minus 150. So heavily juiced towards the over. They're saying, hey, we really think he's going to bounce back tonight. And this season, when he's made 3 or more threes, he's over this line in 22 of 24 games. One of his misses was a game he actually he was on a minutes restriction. So I don't really even count that one a ton. I think this is just the perfect spot to back Haliburton in a bounce back spot. The game could be close. We don't really know. Pelicans are on a back-to-back, having to travel from New York City. But either way, I just do think, you're going to see Haliburton play a lot in the third quarter. And hopefully he's the one cooking if they are going to blow out the Pelicans. Hopefully he is the reason they are doing it. So I really like Hallie tonight. I think he's in a great spot. The Hallie wagon, we're rolling with his over 29.5 points plus assists. I like it at 31.5. You can take his PRA line too if you want to. I just never really like to count on Haliburton to grab rebounds, but he obviously could grab 4 or 5, give you a better chance of cashing there than the PA. But I really like Hallie tonight as my favorite player prop of the day. But Logan, he's been dialed on in, and I'm going to throw it to him for his favorite pick of the day. Logan, take it away. What you rolling with today?
Yeah, last night was an absolute sweat. What a game that was. But tonight, I'm going to a team we backed yesterday, but I'm taking the other side. I'm taking the Toronto Raptors plus 3.5, minus 115 odds on BetMGM. Currently your best value there. Now, if your book only has 3, I'd play this line at plus 3 as well. Or even maybe it does tick down to 2.5. I still like both of those options there. And as we saw last night, taking the points can be valuable, but I don't blame anyone who takes the straight up money line. If you sometimes want to get a little bit greedy, well, the people that got greedy on Mavs money line last night, they paid for it. The people that took the points like we did, they cashed. So once again, I always everyone has their different betting strategies. Mine is to take the points when offered. And we're 3-0 when backing the Raptors, technically 4-0 in Raptors games. I have a really pretty good pulse on this team. I love the way they've been playing. I love how inspired they get in the locker room after wins. Look, you got to keep yourself motivated. NBA is a long season, and this Raptors team is pretty motivated right now. I question Dallas's motivation coming off a heartbreaker yesterday. They lost on a 60-foot buzzer beater by Max Strus. It was actually kind of comical the way they lost. Max Strus went nuclear. He went, prime Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, whatever. He was the third splash bro last night. It was insane to watch. Now this Mavs team's on 0 rest in Canada against the Raptors, who have won 3 games in a row. This is going to be a really tough spot for Dallas. It can't be underestimated. That's why we're seeing a short spread in this one. Of course, Dallas is still favored because they're the better team on paper, but that I don't see it that way. This is Dallas's 3rd game in 4 nights as well. I have the right to question their motivation, especially after expending so much effort last night. They played really hard defense. They played really aggressive offense against a team like the Cavs that you kind of have to. The Cavs are a team that require a ton of effort to play against, and Dallas is 5-4 straight up on 0 days rest. You also look at the Mavs defense. They've allowed 120 plus points in 4 out of 9 games with 0 rest. This was a defense last night that did play hard. They definitely shut down a few key guys like Donovan Mitchell when they needed to, but then it became the Max Strus show. So I still do question a lot about this Dallas defense, and I really don't like their matchup against Toronto today because we talk about play styles. Toronto's 1st in fast break points per game, 4th in points in the paint per game. Dallas's defense, by comparison, 27th in opponents' fast break points per game and 22nd in opponents' points per game in the paint. In a game with potential fatigue for Dallas, Toronto should be able to get out and run in this game. And I don't think it would be crazy if the Mavs rested Luka or Kyrie. Both of them combined for 75 last night, and it still wasn't enough. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to project injury reports or any of that sort of nature, but I definitely think Dallas is coming in the less motivated team. I think they're coming in after an absolute heartbreaker. I think Toronto should be able to get up and down the court, play their aggressive style of basketball that we know they like to do. Their fast break points per game, or their 1st to fast break points per game for a reason. I think they get out and run tonight. And when you got tired legs, I mentioned the lactic acid a couple days ago. When you got the lactic acid built up in your legs, are you as wanting to get up and down the court? No. Could this be a blowout in our favor? Potentially. I can't forecast NBA blowouts. They happen every night, but I can't forecast them. I just think this Raptors team is really scrappy and getting much better at defense. The eyeball test tells me that. I've watched actually too much Toronto basketball recently. They've been doing really good job switching and defending, and I've liked them. And I think they come out inspired and cover for us today. I like the 3.5 we're getting. If this line does fluctuate at all, just know I think Toronto's the side you want to be on. I can't really imagine a world in which we back Dallas. But hopefully we continue our scorcher on the Toronto Raptors once again today.
Look, he's addicted to betting the Raptors, and I respect it. Hopefully the Raptors once again deliver some more money for us tonight. But my 3rd and final player prop of the day before we talk about the ladder challenge will be an under. And we've had some bad luck on our last 2 unders, but I'm not really going to be shied away from betting, an under. I'm not going to eliminate a whole market, although maybe if this one doesn't hit, maybe we'll stick to more overs tomorrow. But I really like Jamal Murray tonight and his under 22.5 points. When I say I like him, I'd like him to fade him tonight because I like his under at minus 110 on DraftKings, 22.5 points. I also like it at 21.5. Now, if you recall last game for Murray, which was a few days ago, I think 2 or 3 days ago, Murray delivered for us. We took his over against the Warriors, a matchup that he's played really well against. promised, and he delivered. He had that big second quarter, didn't really do much outside of the second quarter, but ended up with like 25 or 27 points, cashing us over. Tonight, we asked him to miss some shots. Now, you look at it on the season, you're just talking about statistically, Murray is under this line in 64% of games. So, very good hit rate. Now, it's under 2.5 threes, very similar to Haliburton. His under, though, is heavily juiced, minus 150. Unlike Haliburton's over is juiced at 2.5. This Murray's under 2.5 is juiced at minus 150. So they're saying, hey, more often than not, we really think he's not going to make 3 threes tonight. And this season, he's averaged 16.8 points per game in the 21 games. He's made 2 or fewer threes, going under an 81%. But we're just playing based on the lines that the books are giving us. They're obviously the sharpest out there. They have so much data to go off of. And look, Murray, while he's coming off a great game, he's also coming off 2 straight games where he shot above 50% from the field. This season, here's a fun stat for you. Murray's never shot 50% or better in 3 straight games. So if we could get one of those law of regression games where like, all right, you're shooting 56%, here's a 35% to kind of make up for the difference. And that's how you end with an average in the 45 to 48 range. This is probably where Murray finds himself. But against the Kings, it's not the best matchup for him. De'Aaron Fox, worth noting, he is questionable. I like Fox tonight if he plays, but he's questionable if he doesn't play. Well, you're probably going to see a little bit more, obviously, Malik Monk, but Davion Mitchell, the guy off the bench, he's an elite defender. He'll come out there and play, and it also increases their chances at a blowout because this spread, as is about 7.5 and 8.5 points. Worth noting also, the Nuggets have lost all 3 games against the Kings this season. So while they can't win the tiebreaker in terms of if they tied at the top of the, whatever, the same, record, but I really don't think the Nuggets are going to be a team that want to get swept by another team, especially not the Kings. So I don't see them rolling over here. They know that they've probably gone down 0-3 to this Kings team so far this season. I anticipate they probably try a little bit harder tonight to get a win, and hopefully they blow them out. And we've seen over the last 15 games, Kings, 9th fewest points per game allowed to point guard. So really good team at stopping the point guards recently. 6th fewest three-pointers allowed to point guards too. Murray and the Nuggets just played them a few weeks ago. I think they played them on back-to-back type games. Murray did not play the second one, but in the first game, only 12 points on 10 shots, 6 turnovers. They lost by 29 points. That's a good recipe to try to slow down Murray, and I think those guards can get over their screens and kind of move fast with him. And obviously Fox, we'll see if he plays, but he's a pretty good defender in his own regard. Obviously his speed can make up for a lot of maybe his miscues and stuff on the defensive side, and let's hope that maybe Sabonis is playing a little bit tougher defense on Murray. Look, we know there's a lot of different ways here we can cash in under. If Murray doesn't shoot well, probably cash in. If this is a blowout, probably a good chance we're cashing as well. If one of the role players shows up for the Nuggets, we probably got a good chance. Jokic could also go masterclass mode. We have a good chance there. So I think there's a lot of different ways that Jamal Murray can go under. I think the only way that he really goes over is if he shoots efficiently from the field. And, even if he shoots efficiently, he could still go under. Like one of the last 2 games, he shot above 50%, only at 18 points. So there might not be a ton of volume at home. Maybe MPJ starts cooking or something like that. I really do think this is a good spot to fade Jamal Murray at under 22.5 points. I just don't love the match for him, and I just think this line's a tad high for him. I think what we took is over at like 20.5, 21.5 against the Warriors. I don't love this matchup like I did against the Warriors. So I like that as the third pick of the day, where obviously the first pick we talked about was rolling with Haliburton. Then we got Logan's pick, Raptors plus 3.5. And then we have Jamal Murray's under 22.5 points. The fourth and final pick of the day, as promised just a few days ago, is day 4 of the ladder challenge. Or not day 4. We're going to get to day 4 because this is our 4th pick, but day 1 of the ladder challenge should be posted pretty quickly after this video drops. It is about 10:48 p.m. And I'm actually in a new country in Australia right now. So I will be trying to get this out pretty quickly so that we can crank out that and I can go get some rest before the game started like 10:30 a.m., which I'll try to watch a couple games. But still on vacation. You guys said, hey, we want you to stay on vacation. You've been dialed in. I said, all right, fine, I'll go to a new country. So I'm in Australia now doing some fun things over here. But that'll be our 4th pick. As always, we play the ladder challenge for 1 unit plus an additional $10 that we're trying to build into 10,000. It's the easiest way to build our bankroll. Obviously, if your unit size is a little bit lower and then maybe your unit size is $10, figure out how you want to play it. If you just want to play each of them for 1 unit and not try to turn it into 10K, that's fine with me too. Do whatever is best for your bankroll. But those are the favorite picks of the day. Day 1 of Ladder Challenge, when it is live, posted in the pinned comment and the description down below, and posted everywhere to our Twitter and TikTok and things of that nature. You guys have a wonderful Wednesday, wonderful February 28th. Technically, I wish this game was on the 29th because I believe that is Haliburton's birthday. But either way, let's hopefully have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.